Hello and welcome back to the Woodwork channel, welcome back to the Press Box, and we're back for Series 2 of the Press Box, but it's very different. There's no Dan and Lucy, we've got a completely different setup and we're going to explain all of that. I'm sure you watched the episode that we did about the finale of us three saying goodbye to each other, but now we're looking to Series 2. So I've got Connor and Ellie from the Woodwork here. How are you guys doing? You alright?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, good.
So do you want to explain what your roles are within the company, sort of thing?
Yeah, so I'm just editing, so like written sides, you won't really see much of me doing things like this, but more like articles, content. That's about it really, isn't it?
Ellie?
Easy enough.
My title is Head of Operations, so I kind of just like oversee the partnerships that we have at the Woodwork, and I'm also director, so I'm normally out there in the gallery.
Well, they've already complained about it.
I like it in here, it's quite nice.
Yeah, don't get used to it, it's not sticking.
Well.
We need to explain the mugs as well, so we ordered Woodwork mugs for little merch as we were trying to sell ourselves, and Ellie did the ordering, so I'm blaming Ellie.
Come on.
And look what happened.
They've got like aliens on it.
They've got some
What
like
does it say?
snazzy slogans.
Twisted,
as well.
yeah. That's not what we were going for, but
We'll take
leave
it.
Can we make them look nice, please, Ellie?
Sorry.
So let's talk about what you did over summer then, guys. I mean, I was just watching Forest, really, not really doing much.
That was more fun than it usually is, though, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, since we came back, Liverpool away. We're coming for you guys soon.
Don't
Do you enjoy that, Ellie?
No.
But Connor, you've done exciting things over summer?
Yeah, so
share?
I've still been working with Dulwich Hamlet for a little while, doing commentating for them, but I started working with Arsenal Academy, which was brilliant, so I've been doing their, like, logging all their matches, interviews with like Mehmet Ali afterwards, under-21s manager, lovely guy, really great to talk to, a couple of the players as well after the games, which is ridiculous now because they've gone and played in the first team.
Yeah.
Miles Lewis Skelly came on in
Oh,
the
you spoke to
Champions
him,
League
did you?
last night. I spoke to after the first game against Man United. Yeah, he came back from pre-season and went down into the academy team and played that one game against United. And I'm just like, no, that's ridiculous. And he went straight back up to the first team. So it's like one game, 2-minute conversation, but it's like the first experience for me where I've had like that contact with one of those people, and then I've gone and seen them playing for my team. It's just, you know, it's cool. It's just cool.
Is it quite daunting being involved in like your own clubs working? Or?
Yeah, I think it is because when you know working with other clubs before, I've done bits of Dulwich, QPR, Wickham. You kind of like it just feels like a job.
Yeah.
You know, like you're doing a job. You give the content in, you go home, that's it. But with this, it is weird because the kind of content that I'm producing now. It's what Dan was doing last year with Arsenal Academy. So like that kind of thing, you know, I would wait for those highlights to come out. I want to watch those highlights. I want to see the interview, see what the managers are saying as a fan. But now I'm just having a chat with this guy, you know, a perfectly normal guy, Mehmet Ali, and he's a lovely man. We have a couple of quick conversations sort of before and after we're filming as well about, you know, like what he's expecting at, you know, we usually play Friday night, so like what he's expecting in terms of the academy players on the Saturday, if you know, if we're playing at the weekend. It's just a very different dynamic for the club that, you know, obviously I still watch and support, but when I haven't done a couple of those academy games and I'm waiting for those things to come out the next day, it's a weird feeling, you know, like usually I'm doing it myself. Like you were there on Tuesday, weren't you?
Yeah, I covered for you because you were slacking. Yeah.
Slacking, wasn't slacking, I was in uni.
Yeah, I'll let go off then. So you go home and away then as well, do you?
Few away games. So we basically Dan, because he's moved back up to Burnley. He does
Burnley.
all the Burnley.
Dan, shout out, okay.
He does north and I do south. So I've done away games. I'm doing Colchester coming up. I've done Leyton Orient, like London and
I think the guy when I went
Southampton
mentioned he's doing Birmingham. Is it at the weekend?
Yeah, that's 18. So I don't do the 18s games because they're normally at the training centre. So Arsenal have people already there to do those ones. But if this, I think it might be away actually, Birmingham. But they'll probably send Dan to do that.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
I don't want to go to Birmingham.
What's wrong with Birmingham?
No, I just don't want to go far.
Yeah,
It's
fair play.
a long way.
Bit of a trek.
Ellie, then we'll move on to you. Anything exciting?
I had an internship that ended over the summer with Tongue Tied.
Yeah.
So they were like a big agency. So they've got like Lee Williamson, Emma Hayes. So that was a really, really fantastic experience working under Jo Tongue. She's like, I think it's an MBE or something like that. Yeah, it was just a really good experience. But I don't want to go into the agency side of things. It was just nice to like have that kind of businessy experience to go into the future. But I played for Hendon Women, so I've been doing their social media for them, just like match day graphics and stuff like that. And now Connor does commentary at Dulwich Hamlet, and now I'm going to be helping out at Dulwich Hamlet as well, doing interviews, behind the scenes access. So
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. I like doing TikTok.
Is that something you've done before then, like graphics and social media, or is that a new thing?
I don't know. I did photography at A level, and you kind of have to do graphic-y stuff kind of to do with that. And I don't know, I've never actually been taught how to do it, I just kind of do it.
Yeah.
Like at my job, I make like restaurant menus or like restaurant graphics. I run their social media. So
Well, you got me to do your dad's
yeah,
ones.
you had to help me one time as well, yeah. So it just kind of like came naturally to me. I like doing social media stuff.
Yeah. And the internship that you did, obviously now you're somehow head of operations at the Woodwork. Do you think that helped you like in the role that you've got now?
Yeah, I think so actually, because it gave me the confidence to talk to big people in the industry. So like I was literally sitting on a desk next to the CEO of this major company, like in the same office as all of these people, and hearing about all the ins and outs of the company. Like, I don't know, it just gave me confidence having to talk to these people, yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's talk about the company then. So obviously, Dan and Lucy, where are they? Lucy has left the Woodwork, so we wish her the best of luck, and she's been on Sky Sports recently as well, so big shout out to Lucy, doing incredibly well. Yeah. Dan's obviously still the big boss, and we've got to listen to him, unfortunately, still in our ears all the time. But then in Wembley, it's just us three and Abby, who does social media. So what are we thinking about the future of the Woodwork? Are you guys excited about it? Are you new roles? I suppose
definitely.
your role's not really that new, is it, Connor?
No, I've been doing what I've been doing for a while. I mean, like editing and technical things that go over my head, as if, like, imagine that I'm about 75. That's kind of where my technical ability lies. But yeah, no, it's kind of the same for me. But it is exciting having the, like, you know, getting some partnerships coming through what Ellie's doing as well, and hopefully reaching out to some football clubs and doing media for them, because it's kind of the same thing we've been doing, but, you know, rather than having to take. Like, for example, one of the articles that we've had come out this week was with Tottenham and with Brennan Johnson, like what has been going through with him. So we're just kind of picking quotes off of articles from, you know, like BBC, Sky, things like that. But I think it's much better, even if it's, you know, lower level of football, if we're able to send our reporters, our writers to go and talk to these people themselves, spend a day at the club and get an experience. I think you get better content out of that. So that's the first step, and hopefully keep going.
And let's talk about the pod then, Ellie, because we look a bit sparse today, don't we, really? But it won't just be us three forever. I think Connor's going to step in if I can't make it for some weeks and things like that, but it'll be me and Ellie most weeks. So in terms of the future of the pod, Ellie, what are you looking for?
I think we're looking forward to getting some guests on, because last season we had some pretty decent guests as well.
Yeah, we did actually, yeah.
So we need to like carry on with that. You look really lonely over there, so you need someone to help you out.
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting some new co-presenters to help us. And the role I did last year as assistant producer, I'm going to have someone to help me in the gallery, so I'm not out there on my own, because that'll be even lonelier.
Yeah, that's true. I think you need to audition to be the director though, don't you?
Shut up.
Maisie's got some big shoes to fill. Not sure how you're going to do that. But
Well, I think I'm a great director.
Are you sure? Yeah, and then we've got social media as well, obviously. Abby's heading that up. We haven't got that much out at the minute, but hopefully we'll get some more stuff.
That'll pick up,
like
there'll be
that.
more stuff to talk about, I think, in the next sort of few weeks. That'll give us a
Yeah,
bit
and
more.
this big rebrand is just kind of like trying to find the right way to start the new content going. Do you get what I mean? Like, we have to figure out how we want the carousels to look on Instagram posts, so it all matches and things like that. Matches our new logo. Well, we're getting a new era of the company going.
Yeah, new era without Dan and Lucy. It's a bit daunting, isn't it? But we'll be there for it. Right, we're going to move on, and we're going to have a quiz section in part 2, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Right, hello, welcome back to segment 2, and it's quiz time. After Ellie's finished doing her quiz now, how unprofessional, we're going to get started. So we've got a quiz each that we're going to do. I'm going to do one, Ellie's going to do one, and then Connor's going to do one. So because Connor and Ellie are like WSL fans, my quiz is completely WSL based. What year did Matt Beard first take charge of Liverpool? So he's been there twice. What year did he first take charge?
2017?
No.
2015.
No. No points. 2012.
Really, was that long ago?
2017 the second one?
Right, we've got 1 point for Lily in the gallery because she's claimed that she's got that, so...
Oh my god, I didn't realise he was there that long.
Yeah, well, he had a break.
He had a break,
but is it like that long ago?
I'm pretty sure 2017 was his second one.
I don't know.
Started
I
his
don't think
second
it's been there that
spell.
long, but... Right, who's
Not unless it's
WSL's
sad.
all-time top goal scorer?
Vivian
Miedemar.
Miedemar.
I don't know who was first there.
I said Miedemar before.
I heard
said
your
the
mouth
V,
started
yeah.
talking first, Connor, so I'm going to give Connor a point.
Oh, come on.
Right. How many goals has she got in the WSL? So I'll give you whoever
Does that
gets it
include
closer.
the one she scored at the start
Yeah,
of the season?
that
Yeah.
includes this season's one, yeah. How many goals has she scored in total in the WSL? Vivian Miedema. Whoever gets closest gets a point.
I'm going to say 73.
I don't think it's that many.
Bear in mind, she scored 6 in one game against Bristol 3 years
I
ago.
don't think it's that high though. I think it's like 60 something.
Go on, Ellie, give us an answer. Come on.
63.
81.
Really?
Yeah.
81?
81, yeah.
That's mad. That's crazy.
Yeah, impressive. I think she's like quite clear ahead,
well
isn't she?
clear.
Yeah,
Sam
well
Kerr
clear.
was catching, but she's had a couple of bad injuries. So to beware Viv's move, because she was always leaving. As soon as she decided to leave Arsenal, we thought Sam Kerr would catch up, and then obviously she's gone to City, so
she can still
keep
keep
scoring,
the
yeah.
record.
Right, Arsenal one here. Arsenal hold the record for the highest attendance in the WSL at the Emirates in February. It was 60,160. But who was it against?
What, like February this year?
Yeah.
We were at that game.
Well, yeah, they were all so tight, so
Was it Chelsea?
I'm going to go United.
Connor's running away with it here. 3-0, yeah, United.
So what was Chelsea
Chelsea was in
then?
January.
That was the one that was...
So those attendance
like-
figures are really confusing because every single time we sell out, they just say it was a sellout.
They just say
Yeah.
They don't tell you the actual total attendance, so it's quite difficult to
But
work
if you were
out.
there, that's poor. That you
Well,
got...
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went
if you're
to all
there
of
though,
them,
yeah.
though. We
Yeah,
went to,
but
like,
because we
Tottenham,
went to
United,
Tottenham, Chelsea,
Chelsea.
United in that order, and all of them
Yeah.
broke the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tottenham was the record, Chelsea was the record, United was the
Okay.
record. So because United is the most recent.
But it was like
Ellie, are you in this quiz or...?
Wow.
Well, it's what, 3-0, so no, not really.
Right, who holds the record for the most yellow cards with 32? Whoever gets closest, I'll give a
I know
point.
who I want to say, but I don't know if it's going to be
Who
right.
has the most, in WSL history?
Yeah, 32.
Katie
McCabe.
McCabe.
Yeah, I'll give you both that. Yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
I'm just wearing my shirt right now.
There's no
Oh, yeah.
question
Go
whatsoever.
on, let's have a look. Turn around. Nice.
Big up Ireland.
Yeah, no, right.
Go the
Enough
girls
of
in
that, let's
green.
move on.
I was going to say it quicker. I should have said it sooner. I literally said I know who I want to say.
No doubt in my mind on that one.
Yeah, you need to...
I doubted
I think you've got to get all of these if you want to win, Ellie. So,
Oh God.
right, both Millie Bright and Fran Kirby hold the record for the most titles for a player. But how many WSL titles do they both
5.
have?
6.
Connor, you can have half a point. It's 7.
Because they wouldn't
So
hold the
they've been
record
at
because they've
Chelsea
won
for
5 in a row.
ages.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't be 5, would it?
Yeah.
Because they've got 5 in a row. It has to be more. Yeah.
Are you playing?
Shut up.
Is that titles in total or titles for a single club?
Titles in total, yeah.
Thought a bit more than that.
How many points do Arsenal have if you add up all of the points together from
Bloody
all
hell.
WSL seasons since 2011? So Arsenal have the most
Wait,
points.
including the spring series?
That's the one that's not including. The one spring series isn't in
Oh
it.
my God.
But all the WSL...
What? So you were going to get the exact
No,
total
but like-
points, but like,
That
oh
one.
no, can't do it now.
So Arsenal have the most points. There's not much in it between them and Chelsea, but Arsenal have the most.
I reckon we could work it out together. If we could, we could work out.
Yeah, but you're
pretty
against
close,
each
but
other,
Yeah,
so-
yeah. So I think
What did they finish on last season? They were well behind.
there's no point trying to work it out like that.
On episode 2, we'll come back for the answer.
I'm gonna
Sneeze.
because it used to be like the league was much smaller,
Yeah.
so you can't just say like, okay, we need about 50.
Oh yeah,
50,
because
60
for
points
like a
to win it
couple
now,
years in a
yeah.
row, they added a team every year.
So Chelsea won last year, and I think they got 58. But that's not. I mean, firstly, we didn't get that many points and win our title.
Right, I need to push for an answer.
I'm gonna say 629.
That's a lot of seasons.
That's also an awful guess.
Why?
Don't give her
I'm
any
not going to
clues.
tell you why.
Come
no,
on.
no.
520.
Wow, that's actually quite close.
Yeah, yeah.
507.
Yeah.
That's quite
That's
good.
really good. Well
Well done,
done.
Ellie.
I would take that. I'm well
Shall I
proud
give you
myself.
2 points to keep you in it or not?
Come
Oh,
on.
come on, behave.
You are miles off.
Right. How many Manager of the Month awards did Emma Hayes win as Chelsea manager?
Too many.
That's probably the
All
best
of them.
answer.
Manager of the
No,
month.
no, but she
Just-
didn't because
Her whole time
like,
at Chelsea.
because so often she had the best squad, so they wouldn't.
Yeah,
'cause it's
true.
like say like if a team like Brighton or,
Or like
Liverpool,
Liverpool,
won
yeah.
2 games and drew 1 in
Then
a month,
they'd
then that's
get
more of an
it,
achievement,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. And it's not 12 months in a. It's not like
Yeah.
there's 12, is it? There's 9
9.
or 8 in the WSL. So let's go 20.
She was there for ages. 24.
This shocked me.
Is it really low?
7.
I am
Really?
closer.
None of us deserve
No,
points
no,
for
no.
that.
I'm not going to take a point for that. That'd be
You sure?
ridiculous. Only said no,
That's
no,
so
no, no.
bad.
You wouldn't be saying that if it was close. Come on. You would not be saying that if it was
Her
close.
whole time at Chelsea.
Yeah, it's only 7, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't have thought it'd be that low, but I understand it because
everyone expects
Chelsea to win. Yeah,
They'd have to have a really good month, and other teams have pretty bad months for
Yeah.
them to get it still. Right, last question. I think we know who's won. But how many points were Yeovil deducted for entering administration in 2019?
Oh,
it was enough that it was like
Yeah.
game over.
they had a decent amount of
But
points.
think about the WSL, they play less games than
Yeah.
Prem and stuff. So.
15. I'm going to go with.
It was quite a lot. 12. No, I think it's more than that.
What are you saying?
I want to say 15 as well.
Well, then I've.
You need to go one side of it.
18.
Oh, you've bottled it.
Was it 12?
10.
10. I thought
Right.
it'd be more. That doesn't
Final
seem like
I thought it was more than that. Yeah, because I thought it was enough to like that it just ruined their season.
It
and
did.
That was it.
Yeah, but they were pretty bad anyway, weren't
Yeah,
they?
that's what I
And
mean.
then
It did ruin
It
them.
didn't really help. So,
I just feel
right.
that's ridiculous,
Do you want the
like-
final score, or should we just skip past
I'd
it?
quite like.
I feel like I should get
my
my Miedemar point as well.
For what?
Because I said it at the same time. Now it's time for quiz 2. My quiz is about the Premier League. So let's test your knowledge.
Is it history or is it?
I think, yeah, they're quite like, most of them are quite old questions. I'm
Right,
sure there's
okay.
no answers
She
in
was
that.
googling them this morning. She doesn't actually.
I had
know
to
the
Google
answers
some of
these
these.
questions.
Oh dear. What if you googled wrong? That's what I'd love.
Well, I hope it's not wrong.
Right, come on then.
Okay, question 1. What season was the only year the Premier League title was decided on goal difference, and who were the 2 clubs that finished on level
11,
points?
12, City United.
Yeah.
There you go. Starting
It's
off
not fair.
easy. Well, you should have said it quicker.
Go on then.
Do we have to let you finish answering the question, like reading the
Yeah.
question?
Let me finish.
All
let me
right, okay,
finish
well then-
reading the
then-
question.
Give us like half each for that then.
No, give him that. That's fine.
Okay,
No,
okay.
You sure?
I can take it.
Okay.
That's fine.
What was the fewest points tally that won the Premier League, and which club achieved this?
11 Derby County.
Won the Premier League.
The what?
That won the Premier League.
Oh, okay.
76 Manchester United.
No.
It was Manchester United.
I thought you meant
Do you
Lowe's to
wanna
get
have
that
a go?
right.
Does he get another go?
Yeah, give him another shot. But do I get the point for United? Because it is United.
Half a point.
All right.
74. What is
me to
it?
say
Just
it?
do closer.
Yeah.
75.
Well, then,
Ah.
then we're split. Yeah.
So you both- what was the highest scoring Premier League game?
Portsmouth 7, Reading 4.
Yeah. How did you get that?
I just don't know how I know that.
Remembered the fixture, but I wouldn't remember the
That's
score.
mad.
No, wasn't it 7-5?
No, it's 7-4.
No, it's 7-4.
It was 7-4.
No, 7-5 was the Carabao Cup tie.
Yeah, this is Premier
That,
League.
is that not 2
Yeah,
points
yeah.
for getting both teams and both?
No.
I think that's 2 points.
It's just what is the highest? I
Yeah,
didn't
but that's
say.
2 points.
I said what is the highest scoring Premier League game?
So if
Not
I
like
said
what is the
7-4.
score.
Oh, right.
I
Okay.
said what is the highest game?
Okay. It should be 2
so
points,
I could've-
really.
I could have just said Portsmouth Reading. I couldn't remember the
Maybe.
score. I thought your
Okay.
wording is.
Yeah, so I
terrible.
should get 2 points for it, is what we've
No,
established
1
there.
point,
Yeah,
1
yeah.
point.
I like your quiz better.
You're both from 1.5
Thank you.
points each, then, right?
Hmm?
You're both from
Yeah, 1.5
points.
each.
Okay.
That seems about right.
Yeah. You probably have more, but we'll skip past it. Go on.
Who won the most Premier League Manager of the Month awards in a season?
In a season. Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Was it?
Do you know how many?
It's 5?
Yeah. In 2019-2020, it was 5.
I was going to say Ranieri because of Leicester, but...
5.
that was a
Because
good
Leicester,
shot.
everyone was just waiting for Leicester to fall
To fall,
apart.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said such a high number for the Emma Hayes one, because I knew
Yeah.
that Jurgen Klopp won 5 in his season, so I was like, surely Emma Hayes has done
Yeah, but
that
it's
too.
fan voted, remember?
Yeah.
So everyone just loved the fact that City weren't winning, so
Yeah.
it was that everyone voted for
Yeah,
Klopp.
just I was shocked that he got 5 in his season and Emma
Yeah.
Hayes got 7 in her whole career. That's mad. Who is the youngest manager to manage a Premier League game?
Herzler. Is it not? Oh,
Gary
Ryan
Monk.
Mason.
Is it
Come
Ryan
on.
Mason? Oh, well done. I thought
He
it
was
was
He's
Gary.
like 29, yeah.
Tottenham versus Southampton in April 2021.
Oh, well done, mate.
Gary, did you say Gary Monk?
Gary Monk.
What,
yeah.
Swansea?
Yeah, Swansea, yeah.
Is it a draw now?
You're both on 2.5.
Okay. I'm glad. I thought you were going to shit on me, so I'll take that.
Who has the most assists so far in the Premier League this
Bukayo
season?
Saka.
Is
I didn't
it?
finish the question.
Every single
I
game.
always had to finish the question.
I'll behave.
I didn't finish the question.
I said at the same time.
Well,
You can have that.
I'll give you the point, but no more talking over me.
Yeah, agreed.
No more. I have to finish. Don't
She's
finish
got
the
too much power now.
You sure you wanted to be a director?
It's not my choice. If it was, no.
Wow. Behind Manchester City, who has the second most passes so far in the Premier League this
Brighton.
season?
I'm going to say Southampton.
Southampton.
Is it?
They've had the highest
Yeah,
average
yeah,
possession
yeah.
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know when we played them and beat them, You read. We had 14 passes leading to a shot. They had like 146.
Yeah.
The second half, they had 75% possession and didn't have a single shot.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
That-
So Forest now have the
Best manager in the world.
You've tied the. So you have the top 2 stats for like the least possession to win a game and the most possession to not win a game.
Yeah.
Both Forest.
That's what we do.
Let me just check this. Okay. Which club had the most points and finished bottom of the league?
Sorry?
Most to get relegated or most to finish last?
Is that not the same thing?
No,
No,
because 3 teams go down.
West Ham have been relegated with 42
Oh,
points, but
to
they didn't
finish
come last.
bottom, like
Bottom.
last.
Bottom of the Premier League.
Bottom. Well, that's what the question says. Most
Sunderland?
points. Well, bottom of the league.
Sunderland?
I'm going to say Bolton.
No.
Villa.
No.
So it's my
Unless my
turn.
sources are wrong, but maybe it doesn't mean. I don't know.
West? No, I said.
No, to be fair, I would.
Newcastle.
I'm kind of thinking maybe I worded this question wrong. Maybe it was like. Maybe they didn't finish.
What have you
this one of the
done?
ones you
Come
just
on, what
rushed?
have you done?
Is this one that you
No,
just
no, no.
rushed now?
Yeah, but it sounds about right.
Right, what is
What's
it?
the
Say-
club?
What is
Let me
it?
Google it.
No, just say what the
It's
club
Nottingham
is.
Forest.
Yeah, it probably is actually.
It says they got 40 points.
No,
in
I tell you why that
1992.
is. Because in 1992, the Premier League was bigger.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
so it
first
still-
3
it still
seasons
is
of
the
the Premier
record
League,
then.
there were more
I
clubs.
didn't
in
say
the-
with how many games.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
true.
fair enough.
So their points per game
So I
would
was
be
right.
higher, but yeah.
You just wanted to stick Forest being shit in there, didn't you?
I just thought it was funny. I
It's
thought
going to
you
be the next
wouldn't
question
guess
is about
it.
COVID Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, which
If it is, I
team?
don't know. I wasn't watching.
Which team got the fewest home wins in a season, and how many wins was it? Fewest home wins in a season.
Everton.
Derby.
No,
Really? It's not.
no.
They got 11 points. How is it not Derby?
Fewest home.
Sunderland.
wins. Yeah. How many?
Do I get a point for that?
You get a point for Sunderland,
Okay.
but can you just guess how many for that?
Is
One.
it
Yeah, it was 1.
Yeah, one.
They
yeah,
literally
yeah.
got
'cause I
one
know
home
Derby
win.
had
What
2.
year?
in 2005 and 6.
Yeah, Derby
Really?
Derby had 2, I think.
Derby had yeah, because they got 11, but I just assumed because 11 points, I thought, yeah.
No, actually, I thought Derby won. No, I think they drew away. Yeah, because we were about to. The first season we came up, we only won 1 away game, and we were. It's a good job we won it, otherwise we'd have joined the record for
With no.
none. Yeah.
It was Southampton, wasn't it, the first year you came up?
Yeah,
Away
yeah,
win.
that was
yeah.
on a Tuesday night in Southampton. Take that.
Okay, last question. I knew the answer to this, so
Really?
Must be easy then.
You were,
That's what I mean.
you were Googling it, to be fair.
yeah, but I knew this. Which team has the most defeats ever in the Premier League?
Everton.
Yeah.
Is that me? That's a George win, isn't it?
That is a draw.
What?
You both have 4.5.
Have you added my Sunderland point up as well?
You both got 4.5.
Right, so for the third quiz, we're going to do a bit of Ellie and George getting to know each other because they're going to be doing the podcast this year together. So I've got 5 questions that are non-football related and then 5 that are football related. So from these answers, you need to pick each other's answers, if that makes sense. So you need to pick what
Do
you
we
think
have to
the
write
other
it
one would
down?
be.
Or
No, just be honest.
okay.
Right.
I'm looking at
cheating.
you.
How are we going to cheat? How can we cheat for this?
I don't change answer.
So your first one is, what is your favourite film?
What? Who's?
Okay.
What do you think Ellie's favourite film is? What do you think
I don't think he's gonna
George's
get it.
favourite film is?
Right, I don't have a clue. Titanic.
What are you going to say?
Oh, I say my answer for
Well,
him.
no, what
or
you think George's favourite film is, and then you can tell each other if you're right.
Is there not an Forest documentary? Is there?
There is, yeah.
There probably
Not an
is,
Forest
yeah.
documentary.
It probably actually is that, yeah, because I hate films.
We'll
I
give you a point
I
for
actually
that.
don't
Yeah, no, that's
do
fair
not
enough.
like films.
We'll give you a point.
Cinema's my worst nightmare. I
Really?
sit there for 2 hours, bored as hell. No,
I love it.
I take it yours isn't Titanic.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, okay, that sounds.
I
about
love
right.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump's a brilliant film.
So good.
Right, so your second question, if
It
you
used to be
could,
Mamma Mia, but I've grown out of that era.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
if you could live in another country, what would it be?
Oh, I know my answer.
So Ellie, what other country do you think George would live in?
But he wants to be in Nottingham, so.
Maybe try and think of a country. I was going to say think of a country that's like Nottingham. I don't think that exists. But
Yeah, okay, I've got mine. I'm gonna say Ireland.
what would you say for George?
I have no idea. America.
Oh no, that's the one country I would never. I actually don't want to go to.
Yours would be Ireland.
No, mine would be Denmark. We've been to Denmark like 3 or 4 times. and
Fair
I
think
adore it there.
Yeah, no, I
love
think that's
Copenhagen.
fair enough. Yeah.
I'd probably say Australia.
Australia.
I mean,
it's too hot though.
Australia would be a lovely place to live.
everyone that goes there just falls in love with it.
It is built for it as well. Like they have like every building is air conditioned, like in Canada. Like all every building is air conditioned, everything. Yeah, exactly. It's all like it's designed
not
for
normally
it.
that hot here.
Right, question 3. What is your favourite sport aside from football? So again, Ellie, what do you think? George's favourite sport aside football? George.
I've never heard you talk about anything. So.
Mine's pretty clear.
Really?
Well, in my own head, yeah.
I think yours would be just as clear.
Mine's.
I know what yours is.
That's not fair. You know what mine is.
F1.
I talk about it all the time.
What are you going to say? That's a point for George, definitely.
I talk about F1 all the time though.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well, there you go then.
you told me to make these clear. I was going to make them all about football, but you said, oh, no, don't make them all about football.
When the podcast is about football.
Yeah, thank you.
This is still a sports question.
It would be funny if you
Come on.
lose because
I
it was
don't
your
know.
idea. Just pick something.
If you get it, I'll be furious, by the way. If
Really?
you guess it and get it right, I won't be happy.
You don't really seem like a cricket man.
Oh, come on.
I'm so indecisive. Basketball.
It is cricket.
You don't
But
seem like a cricket
not
man.
T20 or ODI, Test cricket.
It takes 5 days to
It's
get
so
a result.
much
I
better.
don't
I'm
like
not bothered.
cricket.
Test cricket is where it's at.
Right, number 4. If you didn't work in sport, what job would you do? So,
I've
Ellie,
got mine.
what job do you think George would do? George,
Um,
what do you think Ellie would do?
You work in a restaurant.
I'd say like communications or PR or something like that.
What would you say for George, Ellie?
Well, he's quite vocal. He can still do what he does now, but just not sports related. Like he could still be a presenter or a podcast host, but it's not about sports.
Is she right?
No, I would say cafe owner because.
I said you work in a restaurant.
Is George right that you'd do PR?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Like
what do you mean by that? Like
communications
communications, yeah.
Nah.
No.
What would you be?
do?
Run social media for anything. I love running social media stuff.
Fair enough. Still at
Anything
1-1.
with power involved.
So this is like the last.
I like making graphics. I like that.
You like telling people what
I like
to
being
do.
Yeah.
creative. Yeah, I do like that. But I love to be creative.
So what is your favourite colour? This is your last non-football question.
I think his is red.
What do you think Ellie's
Green.
colour is?
Mine's blue.
No, it is blue.
Is it blue? Right, okay.
What's yours?
Yeah, it's red.
Yeah. So
It
2-1
did used
Ellie
to be
after
green. My
non-football
favourite colour
round.
always was green, but then Forest turned
You
me.
always wear red because
Yeah.
of Forest. So.
Exactly.
Forest got promoted to the Premier League and the rest is history.
Before that, mate, I've been a Forest fan long before that.
So the last half of yours
These are
there,
football.
it's the same thing, like as in you're still saying like about
For the
each other,
other
but the
one.
questions are just football based, so you actually stand a chance of being able to guess it. So number 6, who is your favourite football player?
Men, women.
Currently,
Anything. Favourite football player? All time, now, previously, man, woman?
I think his is Yates.
oh, yeah,
Is he right?
yeah.
I'm so proud of myself.
I'm going to say that McCabe.
I don't know because I have a men
think
and a
that's fair
women's
enough.
one.
Yeah, no,
so
but
I
that
feel
is
like I'd give it to
is what
him.
is your
Because I would say
favourite
Alexander
football player,
Arnold for the
and
men.
yeah.
And
I'm going to give you
McCabe
both a point for that
for the
because
women.
I think you
Yeah,
both
okay,
done
we'll
well
take
to get.
That's why I asked to
pull that out of the
specify.
I can't believe you got Ryan Yates. That. How do you even know who he is?
You had a t-shirt of him
I'll
last
tell you
year.
why it's Ryan
Yeah,
Yates. It's
true.
because it's one of the 2 Nottingham Forest players she knows.
Yeah,
not
Chris Wood.
Who's the other
That's
one?
why.
Chris Wood.
That's rants. You don't know Gibbs White.
Oh, I know Gibbs White actually. I probably know more
Hudson
than
Odoi,
I know that.
Langer,
I know them. I do know them.
Murillo.
Know
Don't
that
know who
you
that
knew
is.
them.
Right, move on.
We'll move it on. We'll move it on. Number 7. What is the best game you've been to? So like your favourite game that
Ooh.
you've actually been to.
We have to choose the specific game.
Yeah, or just like the. Well, yeah. I think it is a specific game because like if you've been to see the same teams, like
I think I know what I want to say.
I don't know games that Eddie's been to, so I'm just going to say Arsenal Wolfsburg in the Champions League.
That's actually a good guess. I think yours is when you got promoted to the Prem.
oh, Wembley.
Do you need more info than that? I think. Because it is that, but
Do you
obviously.
know who they played in the playoff final?
What? How am I supposed to know that? It was at Wembley.
It was at Wembley.
What was the score?
It actually made playoff history.
It's on your Instagram. I saw it
All
on
my
your
team
Instagram. I'll
sheets
get
are
on your
filling up
Instagram right now
all
and
of
show it.
Yeah,
That game.
it would be.
Do you know
honest with
why?
one, yeah.
It's not for a bonus point. Do you know why that playoff final made a little bit of history?
Go on.
It's the first playoff final to be 1-0 and an own goal.
Own goal. Yeah.
Only
Levi
game where
Colwell.
The only goal was an own goal. Yeah.
I think my favourite game was when we were at Liverpool Fulham in the semi-final.
In the Fulham end.
In the Fulham
Because
end.
you've never been to a Liverpool game. Oh no, you did go to a Liverpool game on Sunday.
I've been
It was a big moment in your life. You actually went to see the team.
No, that was my first.
Wow.
So I went to see
no,
West
she
Ham
doesn't really do
Liverpool WSL game on Sunday, and it was the
So
first
that was your
time
first ever men
No, no.
or
First
women
time she'd
Liverpool
been in the
game?
Liverpool
In
end.
the Liverpool end.
Yeah,
All-
That's an
we
embarrassment.
I've
bought
seen,
tickets to other teams.
like
and sat
Arsenal,
in there.
Fulham,
in their
but I've
end.
always been in the other end. I've never been in the Liverpool end.
You
so
are shocking.
I always have to be like yes and secretly cheer. But this was the first time I
You
was in
met
the
like
Liverpool end.
five, six.
I took a
Liverpool
picture of
players
6
after it.
Liverpool
Yeah,
players.
no, so it was
and I
worth.
captain. Got a
Well, not
picture
worth the
of
wait.
it.
It's still ridiculous, but it's
Yeah, but I think
kind of
Liverpool
worth the wait.
Fulham in the semi-final.
Right,
Yeah, that's
so
valid, to be
That is a
fair.
point for Ellie as well because she got the playoff final.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you half a point because you didn't know the team, which I think is kind of important for a football
Come
match. So it's half
on.
a point.
Connor, you can stay.
Come on,
You don't know the team. Well, go on. Do you know the team?
no,
There you go.
don't. Huddersfield.
I would not have got that.
Which club do you dislike the most? So you have to pick which club the other person dislikes the most.
I don't know.
I would say also with before with the confusion of men's and women's clubs, say a men's club because the rivalries are not as intense.
Yeah,
they're
as
different in the
football,
women's
and
game.
they're different rivalries.
I'll say
as well.
United.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Point for George.
Because I was going to say Everton, but like they're
just
normally
not a
further
phrase,
down than
yeah.
us, so it's normally United.
They beat you every 3 or 4 years, and everyone has a chuckle, and then you just carry on
Yeah,
being better.
I'd
than
probably
them,
say
yeah.
that. I don't know
What do
about
you think
yours.
George's most hated club is?
I don't think George knows. What?
Well, it's clearly you don't know, so give an answer. I bet you know, Connor, probably.
Well, I know what your biggest derby is.
Yeah, I know what his biggest derby is, but he was talking about it the other day about
What is
saying
the
like
biggest
it's
derby?
not important, Notts County.
No.
But he was saying the other day how
That's
like it's not a big
Nottingham
deal.
Forest
Like
biggest
even though they
derby.
are.
I feel like you shouldn't get a chance to get a point just because you don't know that.
Yeah.
Because that's a shocking bit of knowledge.
Yeah, that's not what I said.
Okay, I don't.
That is
I
not.
don't know.
She's misquoting my complete conversation.
Derby,
Okay.
no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What did you say?
Derby.
Derby.
Oh, I wouldn't have
That's
got that.
Derby County, yeah. It's a big derby.
I don't like Leeds personally, but
I was thinking
Leeds,
Leeds.
really?
I was
Why
thinking
Leeds?
Leeds.
I just don't like them.
Fair enough. Number 9. If you had to pick a foreign club to follow, what would it be?
Ooh.
So outside of the
Ooh.
Premier League, outside of England, not Championship or Danish
That's
Hamlet.
juicy.
Could it be an international team?
Like a country.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, actually, if
No,
it's a
not
country,
really.
I've got mine.
Yeah, but that's probably
Well, I wonder
a
who.
bit easy. Yeah.
No, but this is my country, so like
I think that's unfair though, because I think then that's
Yeah,
like
okay.
an automatic point.
Okay.
for George
Country
otherwise, yeah.
out- Outside
no,
of
because
England.
I wouldn't have said Ireland. I would have said different. Because England, Ireland, I do support anyways.
No, I forget you support 2 countries. No, we'll just go over club. Go over club.
Okay,
It's easiest go over club.
I think I know my answer.
No, or what do you think?
I don't know
George's
what
answer
to
is?
Monaco.
No, but it's a good guess.
Do you mind if I got
yeah,
that?
that's clever. Yeah, I like what you're thinking.
I have no idea.
I don't think you'll get it, in fairness.
No, I don't think I will.
Rio Ave.
What?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go there either.
No.
I was gonna say Copenhagen. A lot of my
I'll be Leipzig for me if you're
yeah,
interested.
a lot of my friends obviously live in Copenhagen and they go to a lot of games. They have
Right.
such good atmosphere.
We've never actually been to Parken though. It's a
I
really
wanna
nice
go.
stadium. It's where Denmark play as well.
I want to go.
Yeah.
And Scott McKenna played there last year. So.
Scott McKenna did play there last year. He played in the Champions League. He left Forest in January and played
Debut was against Haaland,
Yeah,
and he pocketed
yeah.
him. Yes, they scored, but he was
Pocketed is
unreal.
a bit of a strong word, but yeah.
Right.
It wasn't embarrassing.
Question 10, Connor, come on.
Question 10, right. So very, very simple question, this one.
Okay.
But remember you're answering for each other, not for yourself. Messi or Ronaldo?
I felt like she wanted Ronaldo, but I'm going to say Messi for her.
I say Messi.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, has to be. So
It wouldn't
you both
surprise me if
get
you're
a
Ronaldo,
point
though.
for that.
Why?
I don't know, I just
Just
could see
because
that.
your relationship with supporting lots of different football clubs is kind of famous throughout our company. And the fact that you specifically said you hate Man United would kind of make someone think that actually it wouldn't be the beyond reason to think that you would actually like Ronaldo more than Messi.
He always has a go at me because my mum's English and my dad's Irish, so I like both teams.
It's not that it's supporting 2 teams in the same World Cup.
Yeah, that is
That's
quite poor.
that's poor.
Yeah.
But if they play each other,
I tell you what, Uganda are coming to this next World Cup. My England top's going in the bin. I'm coming.
but if they played each other, I'd probably want England to win more because obviously I'm born in England.
Right, so Ellie,
But you
you're
weigh Ireland top
on-
everywhere,
You got
so-
four
Yes, I
and a
like
half
McCabe, I want
points
McCabe
out
on
of
the
that, and George, you
I
got
got
4
about-
points out of that.
Did I get 4?
You got 4, yeah.
What did I get?
4.5.
No way.
Yeah, so you won by half a point.
Well
Why did I
done,
give you
Ellie.
half a point?
I
I
feel
don't
like I
remember
deserve
what
a
that was
high
for.
five for that.
Right.
You didn't even know Huddersfield. That's such cheap. It's a cheap. It's a cheap win.
No, it's not.
It's a hollow victory.
Win's a win, yeah.
I will get
Anyway,
out his Instagram.
this segment's been a bit of a
victory.
mess,
Yeah.
so we're going to have a break and then we're going to do our predictions the other side. Hello, welcome back to segment 3 and we're going to do our season predictions. So we're talking on the 2nd of October, so if things change between now and then don't come at us please. Right, we'll start with, we'll get you two to give your opinion on WSL first. Obviously we're 2 games in. I reckon it might be City's year because, well, they went away to Arsenal and managed not to lose, which they always seem to lose when I followed it. But who do you guys think will win the WSL? I'm going to go City. Not much reasoning behind it, but let's hear your take on it.
I would agree with you actually. I think City, because City have, I think for the first time since their last one, which was 2016, they've actually got in every single position a top class player.
Yeah.
I think before this transfer window, I don't think they had that. There were like questions over the goalkeeper. There were questions with, they've got 2 decent midfielders, but then like you said, with the Arsenal and the Chelsea games, they would struggle with those as well. It's kind of like, if you want to put it in Premier League terms, it's like with, you know, like Arsenal doing really well against the big teams last season, but struggling, just like dropping silly points. City did exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think this season, there's no reason why they should do that. They can rotate a little bit and still have a really strong team. The fixture schedule in the WSL is really demanding.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's big breaks, which means that when you are playing, you're playing every few days. So I think City can cope with that better than Arsenal or Chelsea. When Emma Hayes left Chelsea, there's obviously players leave as well. She's been there a long time. That happens with any manager. And I just think Chelsea will need a few weeks to adjust. But look at the standard last season. The City and Chelsea finished level on points. And they only dropped points 3 times. They each won 19 out of 22 games.
Yeah.
So if it takes Chelsea a month to settle in, they've lost.
Although they did just win 7-0.
They did win
Obviously
7-0, but
Palace.
Crystal Palace are pretty awful, to be honest.
I think it'll be City as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like this season will be one of the best seasons ever in WSL because like the squad depth of Arsenal, City and Chelsea is just immense. Like it's crazy. Like when we go to Arsenal games, like the players coming off the bench, you got like Beth Mead and Frida Arnhem who don't even start. Like it's just ridiculous.
I think the starting Daphne van Domselaar against Leicester as well, like actually having 2 genuine #1 goalkeepers.
And Man City have the same
with
as well.
Cara Keating as well. I still, I mean, we've disagreed about this a little bit. I still don't think Keating's quite ready for that, and I think you kind of
But I think
think a little
she'll
bit
get
more of her.
there.
Yeah, but she's definitely a goalkeeper who, like, say, like in 2 years' time, for example, they've got 2 world-class goalkeepers there. I think. Yeah, I can't really look past City, to be honest.
Now, we've mentioned how bad Palace are. Obviously, it's their first season in the WSL, isn't it? So you can't expect them to be amazing, but are they the shoe-on for relegation, or Leicester, West Ham? What are you thinking about them?
It's got to be Palace, isn't it?
At first, I thought Palace would stay up. But seeing them lose 7-0 to Chelsea has made me think, like...
And what,
Yeah.
was it 4-0 to Spurs as well?
That 4-0 to Spurs, I think, was actually more damning than losing 7-0 to Chelsea. Because Chelsea usually, and again, because we talked about, obviously, they've got a new manager as well. Usually what they will do, Chelsea, they'll go 4-5-0 up and stop.
Yeah.
But I think where they've got a new manager, when she made those changes and brought on players who, you know, still very good players, but not their starters, they need to prove themselves, new manager.
They all want to perform
so they kept
well.
going.
Yeah.
I think that 7-0 could have been West Ham, or it could have been Everton or Leicester, who were on the end of that kind of scoreline to Chelsea. But I think the Tottenham one was actually worse, because there was 3 out of those 4 goals really were quite preventable from a WSL standard of football. So I think Palace, in not stopping that, I think they're really going to struggle.
I was not expecting West Ham to play as well as they did against Liverpool. Like the first half, Liverpool dominated, and then in the second half, West Ham just like came out with like a sudden fire. Like this game was mad. Like there was like so many fouls, it was ridiculous. Like it was so stop start because there was a ridiculous amount of free kicks. But West Ham handled it quite well. It was 1-1 in the end, which really shocked me because it's not even like Liverpool played shit. West Ham just suddenly came out really good in the second half, and I wasn't expecting that from them. So like before the season started, I thought West Ham would get relegated and Palace would just about stay up. But now I actually have a bit more faith in West Ham, and I feel like Palace will go down.
Yeah, and then top scorer? Miedemar, obviously, City now.
Thing with
But she
Miedemar
plays in the midfield for City.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'll get as many goals.
It's hard because, like in the last few years, it's just been Sam Kerr. It's been easy to say it'll be Sam Kerr because she doesn't need a chance. It's got her finishing from inside the box, outside the box, free kicks, penalties, any way you can think of to score a goal, she scores goals.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's another like complete striker.
Also
in the
with like
WSL.
Arsenal, it's always someone different. Sometimes it's Russo, sometimes it's Blackstenius, or Caitlin Ford scored like 4 goals in the game the other day. Like,
and then she's not scored since.
There's always different goal scorers because they have so much talent and they always rotate their squad. So I think this is really hard to call.
I think that's a good point, because if where there's so many different players scoring, and I think it'd be the same for City as well. You could actually look outside the top 3 and say that someone like maybe
Rachel
Daly, or potentially Brighton have signed a new striker. I think she scored a hat-trick at the weekend. Or Bethany England for Tottenham as well. Spurs have started the season really well. I think you could look at maybe someone like, I wouldn't say they're favourites for the Golden Boot. It's probably still going to be, Ramirez at Chelsea or Khadija Shaw for Manchester City. But there's a real chance that one of those players score. Not because the other teams are not performing, but just because they're sharing the goals. And
I think that's the same with Liverpool. Like, they don't have like a star player. They just all are like really good. So again, I don't think it can be a Liverpool player.
Right, we'll move on to Premier League then, and should we start with the title? It's pretty inevitable, isn't it? City.
It's so hard to
and I've got to be honest, no team's completely impressed me and blown me away so far, but City always do it. And then when February comes around, they click into gear and they win every game in every competition. So I don't think you can look past City. Arsenal, you're probably hoping, so...
Hopeful, yeah, but I think... Because obviously when we started this season and we knew that City were going to have their trial, we kind of, we have no idea what comes of that. Whether they lose, if they lose previous titles, if they get points deduction, transfer ban, or nothing. Yeah. So it kind of feels like we're playing with a little bit of uncertainty, not necessarily with our own football. I think our football's been good enough the last couple of years that we're reasonably confident in our own football. But it's more about not knowing what's going to happen with Manchester City, not knowing, do we really have to look at them? I think, I agree with you. I think if nothing does happen with City, even without Rodri, I think they've just got the firepower that they can just score more goals than they need to. I think City will become a much more entertaining team to watch. I think they've often been accused of being a bit slow and a bit, a bit boring to watch, but they really won't be without Rodri, because I think they will concede more goals. Yeah. But then they'll just go and score.
They're lucky they signed Gundogan when they did, because if they didn't have Gundogan and they were having Mateus Nunes in there or Kovacic...
He's not been great, Gundogan.
Yeah, I know he has.
But you know he's capable.
Yeah,
he's capable, and to be fair...
Goal, didn't he, against...
he did, he scored in the Champions League, and he normally wakes up around, February, March, like we were talking about when City go on the run,
Ellie?
I actually don't know.
You can't make an argument for Liverpool here, I don't think.
No, because obviously I'm hopeful.
To Forest.
Obviously I'm hopeful that Liverpool will win, but I swear no one's ever won with a new manager before.
So the only Conte was a head coach.
Yeah.
He won as a head coach, but got sacked the season after.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't.
Part of me is like,
Ranieri,
we'll break that
Leicester.
record.
He would have won it first season, wouldn't he? Because he came in on the back of Nigel Pearson.
He was. I think pretty sure he was in at the end of the. Like, no, he was in previous end.
Was he? I thought they got him in the summer.
I think.
He may have been a head coach.
Lily
might have been a head coach.
Ranieri.
Anyway, yeah.
Did he come in at the start of the season? Yeah. So
he must have been maybe head coach then. Yeah. But then again, sacked the next season.
Yeah, it didn't last long, did he? No. Yeah, but you take that when you.
Oh yeah, no, you take. But I think for Liverpool, it's almost more work, because again, because Manchester City, we don't know where City are going to be in a year or two. I mean, even if nothing happens with their trial, Pep's contract is up at the end of the season.
And the thing is, even if you win a title, if City get a deduction, it's not going to feel it's going to be a bit hollow.
I think it's the thing. If City get a deduction this season and then we go and win the title this season with Liverpool or someone else in second, Villa maybe, then that would feel like winning a real title. If we got handed the titles from the last 2 seasons because City get them taken
celebrate
away,
them. No.
And the thing is that because if Manchester City do get any kind of punishment, then all of their titles have an asterisk next to them.
Yeah.
But
then
if we get given ours have an asterisk next to them, we don't deserve that. We've done anything wrong. So I'm not interested in the titles in the past couple of seasons. That's been and done. They beat us, fine. But if they were to get a sizable deduction this season, 15, 20 points, that means they won't win, and then we beat Liverpool or Villa or something. Even if it's by 10 points, City have won the league by 10 points. It's still a title.
So points deduction aside, will Arsenal win the league? Yes or no?
No, not with the points deduction. No, I don't think so. Unless City get a deduction.
I hope so. It's about time they didn't. But let's go to relegation then. I think there's a couple of pretty certainties so far. I was, and I'm not just saying this, I was impressed by Ipswich last season, and I thought they would, of the promoted sides, have the best chance. That was obviously when Leicester looks like they have a deduction, and I don't think they are now.
No,
I think
they've got
blown away. I mean, they're still not happy with Cooper, which I'm sad about because I want him to do well. But I
think that's so harsh on Leicester though, because look at their fixtures so far.
Yeah, it's not been great.
They've had hard fixtures.
It's like Wolves. Wolves are bottom, but I have no doubt they'll be all right.
No, Wolves.
I mean, they've not. Their easiest game was us away, and they got a point from that. And we were the better team there, but they did well to grind out a point. Yeah, so apart from that, I think Wolves. I think their fixtures turn after next week. I think they'll be fine. I like.
Yeah, they've got Brentford, I think, this weekend,
and then
they have got Brighton in there somewhere. But it's like one difficult game in a run of 6 or 7 games. So they've got to play City as well. Yeah. But they've got. I think before the end of November or the start of December, they play all the promoted clubs.
Yeah.
So if they take 9 points out of that,
yeah. Well, so I think Southampton. Are we in agreement?
Yeah. I think everyone knows Southampton will go down.
And then Leicester, and then I don't know who to put there because I don't want to put Ipswich.
I kind of feel
Everton.
like Leicester might just
I
about
think Leicester
stay
will
up.
survive.
Like, as in, like, they'll be.
I mean, again, with City, you don't know what happens with them. If something happens in their punishment, if they get punished severely enough, then maybe Manchester City take a spot. But if we push that to one side, I just feel like we have to mention it at least as a possibility. But if you push City aside, Everton, they seem to have done this trick for the last 3 years now, where every year
they start woefully.
They start even worse than the year before to genuinely convince us that they're going to get relegated and then put it out the bag.
I really hope they do get relegated.
Oh, yeah, obviously you do. Yeah. I think they could, because I think this is the like, as in if you look at the squad, I think this is the worst Everton squad. Yeah. Probably ever in the Premier League is probably fair to say. They've never been relegated before. I think Everton have a good chance of going down. Southampton, I think, are probably one of the most likely.
It's the third one that I'm struggling with. I think it's Southampton, Everton, and I don't know. I want Ipswich and Leicester to both stay up, but I kind of feel like that last spot will be between the two of them. Like, they'll have to fight for it.
The thing is, Ipswich seem to have found a way to get points. And yes, they've got 4 draws in a row at the minute, but that's 4 good draws. They're going away to Brighton, home to Villa.
It's the fact they've only lost to City and Liverpool, which I think is, I mean, any team outside the top 6.
But the Premier League shafted them, giving them 2 fixtures as their first 2 back. But they've recovered from it, not let them get them down.
Right. They got a point off Aston Villa as well.
Exactly.
I don't think there'd be a single team in the Premier League that would look at that and say, like,
point at home to Villa. Especially that they scored 2 quick goals, didn't they, in 15 minutes, and they came back.
Because that's the thing. Like, so my brother actually said this. I'm not going to pretend that I thought of it on my own, but he said when Villa went 2-1 up, that it looked like Ipswich looked exactly like Luton last year. You know, like they play with a lot of heart. They put 100% effort, but they're just not good enough. But the difference is Luton last season in those types of games, like the Villa game at the weekend and the Fulham one as well, they wouldn't have found. They would have crumbled. They would have conceded a second goal to Fulham. They wouldn't have found that goal against Aston Villa. But Ipswich, as you say, they've done that both times, which gives them. I still think they're probably the most likely to get to finish 18th, to be the highest relegation team, but it gives them a chance, which I don't think Luton really had last season.
And it would look bad if all 3 clubs go down again.
It's never happened 2 times in a row.
I don't think it will.
That would be bad. Because I think Everton are that bad that they
Ipswich and Leicester both
occupy one of those spots.
Like you said, they both look like they have that fight. Like they want to.
The thing with Southampton that I think has probably been the hardest thing for their supporters to watch is that they just don't look. It doesn't look like they're 100% there. It's kind of some of the similar conversations that have been happening about Manchester United, you know, like where they're saying, like, you know, they just don't look like they're playing for it. But with Southampton, that's even more disappointing because they've put so much effort into getting here and winning the playoffs when they were massive underdogs against Leeds as well.
And backing Russell Martin in his style of play.
Exactly.
And they've got here and
it just looks like they're not really, their hearts aren't really in it. But with Ipswich and Leicester, I don't think their fans will. Obviously, they would rather results were a little bit better, but I don't think they can doubt their players at all. I think they go home every week knowing that they've watched a team that cares about their football club.
And they've got a decent couple of points, haven't they? They took a draw off Spurs.
Right. They very nearly got a point against Arsenal. They got a point against Tottenham. They lost by a single goal to Fulham and Aston Villa, who are both in the top 6. You know, they're like if you're looking to survive in the Premier League,
you don't. Against Palace.
They were very unlucky against Crystal Palace. But if you're looking to survive in the Premier League, it's not the games against the teams that are in the top half of the table that you need to be winning. Last season to survive was what 29 points or 32 to survive, but Luton got 28, wasn't it? So 29 points to survive. You could lose every single game against the teams that finish in the top half and survive comfortably on that.
And anything against them is a bonus, really.
Yeah, exactly. Which they have got with that point against Tottenham.
And then we'll go Golden Boot apart from Haaland, because there's no point in taking it into account, is there?
I mean, Brian Mbeumo is second. We're going to call Palmer over second, didn't we? Like Palmer and Mbeumo.
It could be Palmer's time, you know.
Yeah.
I still think it's a striker's got to win it, haven't they?
I don't think Palmer is like. I think he's good enough, but I just don't think he's got the support. I think it's Chelsea that's the problem.
He can't do it on his own. No. I mean, he can against Brighton in a one-off game, but throughout 38 games,
I think
I'm going to go Watkins. You know, the only thing I'm doubting about Watkins is how well Duran's playing. Is he going to get taken off earlier and earlier because of Duran? I know they've been playing together at times, but I don't know if his game time's
Villa
going to be
don't
limited.
play as well when they've got both of them up front.
Exactly.
They just don't look as dangerous because their wingers are so aggressive. They're traditional wingers.
Yeah, they
wingers.
are.
It's like watching football in the 90s. It's brilliant. They're like proper traditional wingers.
Yeah.
So then for a striker in the middle, Watkins, like, don't get me wrong, he's not in any way like a goal hanger or a goal poacher or anything like that. He's a wonderful footballer. But what he can also do when he needs to is just get in the box and get on the end of a cross. And he'll get so many opportunities off of doing that. But I do think Cole Palmer probably because he takes penalties, which Watkins doesn't always.
Who takes them?
Villa haven't had one this season because, to be fair, it was Douglas Luiz and he plays for Juventus now, so maybe Watkins would take them. But I think Chelsea probably will get more penalties because of the way that they pack the box with players. They're more likely to get a trip or a handball or something. So I think just because of that, Palmer would edge it. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Watkins finish ahead of him. But
I'd love to be able to say Salah, but if Jota stays fit, Jota's on form, Diaz is outstanding as well. Like, I just feel like there's people that will take goals away from him. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's just too many talented forwards at Liverpool that Salah won't always be the one scoring.
It's like what you said with Watkins as well. He'll get brought off earlier as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Liverpool are more likely to be 3-0 up and cruising than a Villa or a Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't think, as much as I don't want to say it, I feel like it will be Palmer, but I would like it to be Watkins.
Yeah.
But because of the penalties, I feel like it will be Palmer.
Well, we'll find out in May, won't we? Thanks for joining me, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back with another press box very soon, so stay tuned for that. And goodbye.